Who here is excited to learn how to scale and monetize their business? Right? I need to see 2 hands up, right? Because that's why we're here. All right. Awesome. So I'm Angela Matthews, and I'm going to be with you for about 20 minutes. The way this is going to work is I'm going to show you exactly what I do in my business to scale, and then we're going to do some hot seats towards the end. So I'm really going to try to make it as impactful as possible. I am going to go fast. It is a lot of content. If you have any questions at all, I'll have my email address at the very end. Feel free to email me. And I'll also have a little book that you can sign. And I'll also send you the PDF of what I'm going to show you because it's really nice. So why am I doing this? Originally, I came to FinCon thinking I'm going to be around my peers. Oh my gosh, we're all going to be making tons of money together. This is the dream. And yes, I'm around my peers, and we're showing the world how to make money together, but we're not all making money together, right? And so there is a break, there's a lapse. And if we're gonna be showing people how to be financially free and happy, we need to be financially free and happy, right? So how many of us actually have products or services that we do one-to-one? Show of hands. How many of us have products or services that we do one-to-many, like one in a group setting or a mastermind? Awesome. And of those products and settings, products that you have where you're doing one-to-many, how many of you have 2 or 3, not just one? So example, how many of you have not just one mastermind that teaches folks how to budget, but you have another mastermind that teaches folks entrepreneurship? 1. All right, so we're in the right place. And if you don't, I'm gonna show you how, and I'm gonna show you why it's important. So I'm just gonna jump off and say this is actually what the last 15 days have been for me. And I say this because a lot of folks think that making an additional, 5 or 10,000 in your revenue is something that takes a lot of thought, a lot of super duper hard work, and should be planned out. So I made this much in 15 days, and I literally planned it in 3 days, right? And so I didn't have this content plan. I don't have a ton of followers. If you go to my Instagram page, I'm still not at 800 people yet. So I'm just not the one for that. I'm not that course person. And I'm not a person with tons of YouTube followers. If you're thinking my list size is huge, it's 2,000 and change up until a week and a half ago, and now it's about 3,000, right? And so I don't do huge, massive outreach in that way. I do not do any affiliate partnerships. I don't have a blog. If you go to my website, there isn't even a blog tab, right? Some folks may cringe, but I'm sorry, it's just not me. And so you may be thinking, well, then how the heck did you make money? Because those are all the ways that I've been taught how to make money, right? How many of you guys have been told that you need to have a blog and you need to update it, consistently with content, that you need to have affiliate marketing and linking back to other people's products? How many of us have been told that we need to be doing Facebook Lives or Instagram Lives? How many of us have been told that we need to have a list of over like 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people? How many of us have been told that we need fancy softwares in order to get folks to enroll in our courses? Right? We kind of all have been on the same webinar over and over and over again, right? And so I'm here to say that's just absolutely not true. So there are 3 things that will always sell: ease, speed, and sex. And I don't mean sex as in yourself, like please don't do that. But, but I mean, folks always want to look good, and so many things make them look good besides actually looking good, right? People look better when they have more money in their bank account. People look better when they have more confidence. People look better when they don't have to worry about how they're going to pay their bills, or if they're not worrying about their launches or their clients, right? We just look better. So before I go into it, I'm going to give you a really simple story. So I've been traveling nonstop for 3 weeks. Literally, I have not slept in my bed for 3 weeks because I'm on just a big push. And I love to work quarterly. So for every single quarter, every single season, I'll dedicate 3 to 4 weeks to my business, and I will hustle hard for, say, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I'll make enough to last the entire season, go somewhere, have fun, and then the next season I'll come back and do it again, which is why you see the spike in literally 2 weeks, right? And prior to that, I have a monthly revenue of about $6,000 coming in every month. And I'm now entering, this is the second week, so I have 2 more weeks to go, and I'm actually projecting that it's gonna be $70,000 at the end of this launch cycle. And so I'm gonna break it down to you in a second why this is. But all this to say, I'm like, okay, I'm going around, I need to look really pretty. How am I gonna look really pretty? In my head, I'm thinking I need to get eyelashes done. I don't know. I know the guys are like, wait, what? I thought there was just mascara. No, guys, there's like this whole process. There's like individual lashes. You go, you sit down in a chair. This lady says, move back. You like hold the lashes and she takes a tweezer and she installs it lash by lash. It literally takes over an hour. But as you can imagine, in this busy cycle of my life right now, I don't actually have an hour. Like I'm on it, you know? And so I really wanted these lashes. I'm in New York City. I'm doing interviews. I'm in Florida last week, still doing interviews, and I'm like on Groupon. Every time I go to a city, I'm like, where can I get a lash technician to do these lashes? Needless to say, I'm sitting here in front of you at FinCon without eyelashes, right? And I had to suck it up. But guess what? I have beautiful eyelashes, right? I wear mascara and people come up to me and say, hey, where'd you get your eyelashes done? So I actually didn't need it. So to bring it to you, all those fancy things that you think you need, those are eyelashes that you don't need. Right? You're fine. Whatever you have, whatever system you have, whatever email list you have, social following, that is enough to accomplish these results and more. And I'm going to show you how. So can you guys buy into that whatever you have right now is enough? Can you say that right now in this moment, I don't need a thing to get whatever it is that I want for this year? Thank you. Awesome. So I'm just going to jump into it. Here's your 5 simple steps. See, listening, I love it. 5 simple steps. So you need to incorporate the one-to-many model. So a lot of us here work one-on-one. So folks here start on a one-on-one level, a lot of folks. I end on the one-on-one level. So when people come to me to work, they can work with me on an online program, right? And then from the online program, they can go to the group experience, and then they go to the one-on-one, right? By the time they get to the one-on-one process, they self-selected themselves, and they're begging me to work one-on-one. Versus the other way around where I'm begging them to work one-on-one, right? Does that make sense? And so when you think about the one-to-many model, I personally love it because initially when I started my business, folks would come to me and say, can you show me how to invest? Because I teach folks how to invest in the stock market. Can you show me how to invest? Can you show me how to invest? Can you show me how to invest? And I'd say, I can show you, but to be honest, I kind of need to show you with a lot of people because so many people are asking me the same question over and over again. So we're all going to come together. And I'm going to teach you all together. And when we're all together, I'll show you how to do one trade. But guess what? This isn't going to get you to where you want to be. So if you want to get to where you want to be, we need to have a more longer-term relationship. And we don't do this one-on-one. You're going to do it with the same people that you're here right now. Because together, we grow together faster, stronger, you know? And so from day one, I instill a group mentality. People come to me chasing me to join my groups. They don't want to do one-on-one work with me because as a group, they know that they're going to move faster. And so first thing you want to do is go to a one-to-many model. You also want to incorporate more than 2 products. And all this is going to come together really nicely in a second. The reason why you want to incorporate more than 2 products is because when someone says, hey, that product is too much money, you can say, well, you can go down to this product. If they say, hey, I kind of wanted more attention, like that's all it is for your product, you could say, well, lucky for you, I have this higher product. If you don't have these options, people can't go into them. Does that make sense, you guys? Right? Awesome. And then third, you want to know your customer's journey in terms of saying, hey, this is where you are, this is where you want to be, and I've got you. And so there's like a story. I'm from New York City, right? And so I literally wrote, I got you, because in New York City, if someone's like, can you do this, this, and this, and this, you look at them, and you look at them in the face, and you just say, I got you. I got you, right? And so this is kind of the mentality you want your tribe to have for you, that no matter what, he's got me, she's got me. Anyone knows in my tribe, if you are looking to invest and do anything with money, Angela's got me. She may not have me today, but she will have me tomorrow. If I tell her what I need, she will go out and create it, and she will get me, right? And the fourth thing you want to do is always upsell and downsell. Meaning, similar to what I just mentioned, you want to upsell with the VIP option or downsell with a more basic package, and you want to offer payment plans. Why payment plans? So someone just recently at FinCon said, I don't want to do payment plans. I'm just going to charge like $1,000 for my product. And I don't want to be chasing people for my money. So if I do payment plans, won't I have to chase folks? Is this a natural concern that we have? Right? We're not bill collectors. We're not calling folks. We don't have teams to go chase money. This said, guess what happens? Say you have a product, 20 people, 20 spots, and you've got 10 spots taken with your $10,000, $1,000 each, right? Now, you have 10 slots open, and you're thinking, I don't want to do payment plans. Well, what if you just did 4 payment plans of $250, right? Now, imagine how many people were wanting to get into your program that were like, I don't have $1,000, but I do have $250, and I just have to pay 4 payments of $250. I could do that. Now, let's say 5 of those folks stop paying. You're all going to get your $250, but 5 of them stop paying. Then guess what? You were about to only make $10,000, but it somehow worked out that even though 5 people stopped paying, you still got 5 more people in your program. Now, if it's a group program, this is of no issue to you because the same work you do for one person is the same you do for all of them, right? Whether I have a boot camp and only 10 people show up or 200 people show up, it is the same 1-hour conversation that we all go through 1 week. It's the same time that I spend in the Facebook group interacting on one single thread. It's the same amount of work. So if someone needs a payment plan, I'm like, sure. But I will say this, do not release your payment plan first. Release your $1,000 option first. When you have your payment plan, exclude the folks that joined, and then say, hey, are you still on the fence? Is money a consideration? Don't go cheaper, which a lot of us do. A lot of us say, you know what, here's a coupon code. It's now $500, it's not $1,000 anymore. But why would you do that? That's not honest. That's not congruent with the other folks that you just charged. Why not just spread out the payment so that they can do it? Does that make sense? Right? Is this helpful? Of course, and I'm going to show you that in the next slide or two. And so the 5th one, which I actually don't say. Oh, what was your question, Chad? And he said, would you recommend charging more than $1,000? Absolutely, I do. And I'm going to show you the paradigm for how to do that later. It was just an example because it was easy math. But yes, and the 5th thing that I say, and it's not written on the slide because to me it's the most important, and so I don't want you looking there, looking here, but the 5th thing that is the most important step when scaling is to actually look at it from the outside coming in. And so you need to say, how much money do I want, say, in the next 20 days, 30 days, 40, 90? Declare it, right? And I'm a huge proponent of declaring your word, right? People talk about manifestations and affirmations. I just say things are the way it is because I said so. The life you have right now is the way it is because you said so. At one point you said, I want to be a guru in finance. I want to show people how to help their lives, and that's why you're doing it now. So for me, declare a number, sometimes that number is 75,000, 120, whatever it is that comes to your head, and say, by this date, I am going to make that money. And then what I want you to do when your mind says, how am I going to do it? I want you to say, shut up, mind. That's not my job. My job is just to work hard, and it's going to happen, right? And so I don't want you guys to think for your launches or for your products, hey, I can't say I want to make $200,000 because I don't know how I'm going to make $200,000. That's not the goal. The goal is for you to say what you want and then work your butt off and backtrack, and it will happen. Follow the steps that I'm giving you, and you will see. It'll magically unfold. So I'll go to that slide there. So what's the product creation scale? So every customer has a journey. There's a horrible life and a dream life. All of us help folks in that spectrum. The horrible life, the investment they're gonna pay is negative money, right? So I have minus $ negative money. That's your freebie, right? And that's their horrible life. The promise is, hey, I know you have a horrible life. This is why your life is horrible. That's what your freebie does. So my recent freebie was 20 stocks worth $20 or less with dividends. What did that freebie do? That freebie completely shattered the idea that I don't have money to invest in the stock market. Shattered it. Because with $20, not only can you invest, but you can actually invest in a stock with a dividend that gives you more than your bank account. It was free. So now they're like, wow, my life doesn't have to be so horrible. And then for the next investment, leveling up, you make their life bearable. So this is a $1 product. And if you scroll down, you'll see this is very limited. It's literally one to many, many. So the goal is to have tons of people doing it. It takes you 2 hours max to produce. 2 hours max. This can be a handout. This could be a short 60-minute masterclass. It can be something so short, and it's not meant to be a one-on-one conversation. And so the odds of closing folks on this bearable product is literally going to be 25 out of 100 people. And the amount of convincing you're going to have to do is pretty much a bit, not a lot at all, because it's literally going to cost anywhere between $25 and $97. Now, if you want to think what the potential reward is, if you have per 25 people, you can have anywhere between $625 at a $25 product, right? And so before I showed you I showed you this screenshot. So this came from my boot camp. It was a $77 product, and I made this much from a $77 product, right? So you don't have to do buku money. You don't have to have super high rates. It just has to not come a lot from you. There are people who do, say, 21-day challenges for $97. You're crazy. What? The person's not going to take you seriously because they're thinking, well, if I get this for $97, maybe there's a good chance it's not going to work. That's why you're charging so cheap for it. Are you guys tracking with me so far? All right. So I'm going to go back to the scaling model. And so now that you have your bearable product, right, even if you get 25 folks to pay as little as 25, or you get 25 folks to pay $97, you see the amount there and the potential reward. Now we have a life-changing product. And this is a small group. It's a one-to-few, right? It takes you a few weeks to create it, and you're literally going to run it for about a month or 2 months, right? It's not going to completely get them to their dream life, but it will take them from a bearable product or a bearable problem to a life-changing problem. And so what are some things that you guys do? Here, someone just shout out their profession so I can give a real-life example. Okay, she has a group coaching program for women who want to start VA businesses. Okay, and so for you, the bearable product could have easily been the 10 best tools for VAs and how to use them, right? Or that could be your freebie. The bearable could be like a billing masterclass, right, on how you can charge adequately for your VA resources. The life-changing product is going to be a group program that takes them through 12 weeks of how to not only structure and set up their VA business, but how to get clients and charge them adequately with good contracts. And then you can then move them into a Dream Life product, which is then your one-on-one services. Did that make sense to folks? Okay. And so for your Dream Life product, it's going to be similar to the life-changing, but most of your life-changing folks are going to elevate to your Dream Life product. Your Dream Life product isn't going to close as many people. It's going to be like 5 out of 100 people, realistically speaking. But you're going to charge them $1,500 to $5,000 and higher, to your question, or higher. So to be honest, the level of interaction you're going to have with these people, it's okay that it's not going to be, say, 100 people, because you won't be able to fulfill it. You won't be able to do it. Does anyone have any questions so far? Do you guys want me to, I can pick a couple more of you and walk through what this would look like for you? Would that be helpful? Okay, all right. Can you say it a little bit louder? Okay, awesome. And how many products do you currently have? Okay, got it. How much do you charge for it currently? What? And how long am I with you for $99? But how long is the video series? Like weeks, hours? For $97. Okay. I'm gonna be nice. So here's the thing. So you remember what I said about when you chart, people expect, you get what you pay for. This is something that's been ingrained in us from before birth. We all have been taught this. Our clients and our possible clients have been taught this. So if I'm a speaker, wannabe speaker, I'm new into the game, and this is something that's very serious to me, right? I'm expecting to one day replace my income or significantly supplement it with speaking. Am I going to go for the $97 product that teaches me how to potentially replace my income with speaking, or am I going to go for the $1,997 product? How many of you guys would go for the $97 product? How many of you guys would go for the $1,997 product, right? Without even knowing the details, just based on price. Because that means that if you're serious about this and if that person's serious about it, why would you give me something for $97 that's potentially going to make me $50,000 plus? That doesn't make sense. That's kind of incongruent with my dreams and what we all know if you get what you pay for. I want to get a really great product, so I'm going to pay for a really great product. Yes? Okay. I think the question was, can I explain this again? In a nutshell? Oh, time with you section, of course. And so for the time with you, Horrible Life is also known as a freebie. So I'll just go to this page because this is how it works in my business. So Horrible Life is a freebie. For a freebie product, how much time do you get with me? None. It was on my website. You put in your email. You got the product. You got the freebie, right? And so for a boot camp or masterclass, how much time do you get to spend with me? You get to spend maybe 3 days or a few hours, right? Does that make sense in terms of how much time you spent with me? But you're actually also paying a little bit of money as well. Now, for a life-changing product, I'm going to change your life. Well, now we're spending a little bit more time together. And you're paying a little bit more time, and you're around less people. And so that's what I mean, the time with you. People are literally, and it's not an hours for dollars conversation, it's literally how much time of our lives are we spending together to help you through this transition. And how much is it worth to you for me to be there as you go through this journey with you? That's why I think not thinking of it in terms of dollars or hours, but as a customer journey, then it changes the way you're gonna start thinking about your marketing efforts, the way you're gonna start thinking about building your courses, and the way you're gonna start thinking about building your products. And so before, when folks said, I don't have 3 or 4 products, well, this is your framework for building those 3 or 4 products. And so if I want to talk about, say, myself, I've got a boot camp and a masterclass. The life-changing product is like a 3-month product. We still do it online, but it's with a group of folk. It's called the Investor's Edge. And I do one for entrepreneurs too. You know, it's going to change your life. You do what I say, the life you had 3 months ago will not look the same, right? And then if you want to do a dream life product, hell, your next generation isn't going to look the same if we work together on this level. Does that make sense for you guys? Does anyone else have a question in regards to this? Did I make it more clear? Okay, so let's do a few more hot seats. All right, who else has, what's their business? I kind of saw that one first. I'm sorry, I'll do it.
Pre-med coaching business? Sorry. Hello? Hi, I have a pre-med coaching business, so I help pre-meds optimize their chances of getting into medical school.
Awesome. So, and do you have a group program yet?
I am developing one, but right now I do one-on-one coaching. I'd like to move into group coaching and then eventually do a course that I'm actually in the process of developing.
Awesome. And so this brings us to a really great point of working up and down the ladder. So you don't have to start with the freebie going this way. You can start this way and going this way, right? That's the beauty about the system. And so how does this work? You have one-on-one clients. How does it look like? What does it look like if you actually tell them, hey, next fall, or next spring rather, I am going to be having a group experience. It's an incubator, it's a mastermind, where I am literally going to be taking you and a few other folks who are similar to you through an experience over 8 weeks, where not only are we gonna help you get into grad school, but we're gonna talk about loans, we're gonna have guest experts come in, talk to you, you're gonna have one-on-one time with me as well, you're gonna have a buddy to go through this process with you. Is this something that you wanna be a part of? Do you think, like to your students, you say, is this something that you'd wanna be a part of? Do you think it'd be helpful in your life to be around other people just like you? Do you feel lonely that no one else is struggling the way you're struggling or understands? And what do you think they'd say? You just created a group program from your one-on-ones, right? Because after you help them, where are they going? Nowhere. They go to someone else to have a one-on-one experience or a group experience. So why not have that be you? And then what you can do is from those classes that you teach them every single week, that's a master class. That's a boot camp experience. Each lesson in those modules is a separate entity of itself. Applications. interviews, loans, right? And then when you do your master class, what you can do is offer them options to go into the group program. Cool. All right, so it was a 20-minute talk, and so we're pretty much, 7 minutes over. And so I want to be respectful of your time. I'm not sure if someone else is presenting in this room. If not, I'm more than happy to pick and do questions for as long as you guys want me to before they kick us out. If you really have to go, please feel free to go guilt-free. Like, it's not rude. I use Samcart. And so Samcart, this is an example of it. So for Samcart, these are examples of different products that I have. So remember, and this page goes on like for 20 line items. So I have lots of products, right? I scale ridiculously, and I have upsells and downsells for everything. But I use Samcart, and the reason why is because it's a very clean and neat checkout system, and it works with PayPal really well, and they have an upsell feature, which 45% of my clients always upsell. Like, it works beautifully, and it literally makes me tons of money. I have PDF handouts. I do webinars, but not recently. I have a newborn, and so with bedtimes and all that at night, that's kind of kicked my webinar schedule out. So I haven't figured that one out yet, so I started doing videos and just trying to make it work. It could be a video series. It can be an automated PDF series as well. So even if it's an email series and you just have emails saying, this is your to-do action, I see your question, this is like what you to do for today, it works like that as well. I use ConvertKit. People use MailChimp. I'm not really super loyal to anything in particular as long as it sends the email and people click it and I can see who clicks it. Yes?
Hi, so I have a talk that I can do live or via webinar called How to Save Money When There Is No Extra Money. And at the end, I have an offer that is my 2 award-winning books that are 2 books for $25. I have a recording, a video recording that supplements my 5 Simple Steps to a Debt-Free Life book. And then I have a 3-module course with handouts and bonuses.
That's a lot.
That combines both books,
Okay.
and that is $497. And I'm just starting to roll that out and launch. Haven't had any sales yet. So, what is your thoughts on that?
That sounds like a lot.
What do you mean? What do you mean by a lot?
You just said it, and somewhere in the shuffle, I got lost of what you said. Did anyone understand everything she said? I knew it was a lot of stuff that you're offering, but it just sounds like you're offering. How much are you packaging this for?
Three price points: $25, $147, $497.
That's a lot for everything you just said. And so, what's the experience? Like you're giving them your book, you're giving them a training, automated training.
Yes, everything is automated. Everything is self-study at 3 different depths of knowledge.
And they get access to all of the 3 different. So they get a book.
At $25, you only get the 2 books.
This is all the call to action at the end of the webinar?
It's one sales page.
For 3 different options?
Yes.
That's a lot so typically speaking, when you have a webinar, you want to have one call to action. So if it's that they're going to get a book, they're going to get the book. If they're going to get a training program, that's another webinar. What you could do is say, hey, you can have something where you can say, here's this program. It's going to cost you $475 or whatever that price is in that higher range, and then you can sell them that. After 3 or 4 days and everyone's gotten in, then you can downstep and say, hey, I noticed that you didn't purchase this course. How do you feel about getting my books for $25? It won't get you to your dream life product and it won't change your life, but it will make your situation more bearable and help you understand how to tackle this problem. That's how I would sincerely go about it. And actually there's someone, Eric. So to inspire you, because I know that sometimes when someone's speaking and they're giving you ideas and insight on what you can do, sometimes there's this disconnect right, of a stage and an audience, and you're thinking, well, if it worked for you, it worked for you, but it may not work for me. And if that's the case, I want to let you guys know that's not true. So Eric and I just started working together like 2 weeks ago, and Eric's there. This is the point where you do like this. And what's really nice about Eric is that Eric has a blog called Ideal REI, so Real Estate Investing. And what's really awesome about it is that Eric has tried to launch a program in the past. Do you mind me saying this, Eric? Eric's amazing. He's a real estate mogul. He literally owns over 420 plus units in real estate, and he's self-made, right? It's not trust fund baby money or anything. He literally worked hard and did what he had to do, and now he's teaching folks how to do the same thing. So he launched a course, created it, and it didn't do so well. Like it sold 1 or 2, sold maybe 10 in the beginning, but he also had it priced for, how much did you have it priced originally for? How much? $100. So Eric is going to show you how to find your real estate investment, how to look through listings, how to handle real estate agents, how to price it, how to find your tenants, and how to be a new landlord for how much? $97. Who wants to buy that course? Yeah, for $97, but do you think, well, since I gave his background, right? But if you're just hearing it for $97, you're thinking, you're gonna take me from Joe Schmo on my couch to being a landlord for $97? That's too good to be true. Are you one of those guys? Are you one of those like sales guys? And so what we did with Eric was we actually redid his whole program. He didn't recreate any content. And we had a webinar, his first webinar. We had it literally the night before FinCon, so Tuesday night. I'm already in Florida, like out of a hotel with shady internet service. Eric is like at his house with his suitcase, like, I cannot believe we're doing a webinar the night before FinCon because I have to go to FinCon the next day. And I'm like, yes, Eric, we're doing it. So how did it go, Eric? Yeah, from his first webinar, and it was for a beta.
We didn't hear it.
He's gonna say it.
Well.
Don't kill me, please don't kill me.
All right. I'll stand up. So what's the question? What was the question? Oh yeah. So it's a beta, so it's a pretty small webinar. We only had 30 people show up. I sold because I'm trying to get feedback so I can improve the course. So we sold it at $500, and then there was an upsell as well. So the average ticket was like $650, $700. I only sold 3, but that's 3 out of 30 people, 10% conversion. So we made $2,000 on Tuesday, which is great because that's more than I sold in the last year selling the course, basically combined. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, so it works, right? It's not like me specific. Literally, Eric and I met at a FinCon event in Dallas, and he was like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm like, so this is what you need to be doing. And we started working, and he thought that this would have taken much longer, and we just did it, right? And a lot of it's our nerves that prevent us from doing it. So Chad had a question for Eric.
First off, can we get the pre-Angela prices on your courses? I'm just saying, $99 sounds right.
Oh, now that you know, it's
just saying.
$495 now, and that's the beta. It's going to be $997 for the first early bird, and then it's going to go up to $2,995 with the VIP option to work with Eric for $5,000. So we are anticipating a really big, fun launch, and we're going to do it over 3 weeks, right? We have about 3 weeks left together, and it's going to be awesome.
Okay, so I've been deliberating between doing a mastermind and doing like a small group coaching for like $29, where we do like a budgeting exercise and some kind of credit
29
a month.
Why?
I mean, like
No
okay.
offense to you.
No,
sorry.
please, I don't offend away. I just want to get paid.
Why? Okay. So why does it cost me less to go to Starbucks with me and my mom than it does to fix my credit?
Well, I'm not going to be going like into credit, but it would just be like maybe 2 hour-long calls for the month For a
So
group?
for 2 out, I don't care. Why is it costing me less
Okay.
to go to Starbucks or to get a cocktail, 2 cocktails, than it is to fix my credit?
It shouldn't. I understand what you're saying.
Like, that's the promise, right? I mean, I completely get it that you're taking me from something that is horrible to bearable,
Yeah.
but 27, I mean, by the time your fee comes, you get $25. What are you going to do with 20? You can't even buy yourself Starbucks for you and
You're
your
right.
family with that.
Yeah, and I don't even like coffee. You're right.
I mean, but this is kind of what we're thinking. Sometimes we think the cheaper we go, the more people are going to come. It's not true, right? And so even if for something like that, you could easily charge double, $45 a month. Now you actually have someone who's going to do the work because it's $45 a month. It's not breaking their back. They can cancel their Netflix subscription and Hulu and afford your mastermind and actually get one-on-one coaching from you in this private group. Which normally what you should be saying at the time is, hey, guys, if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can completely do that. And that's going to cost you $5.95.
So what I was saying is that I wanted to do that, but also the mastermind, where I was looking to price it at about $97 a month, where we go more in depth with like a smaller group. But even then, I'm bugging too, right? $99 a month isn't bad, is it?
That should be the price of the bearable.
That's
This
a-
formula is like really good. Please take a
Okay.
picture or do something with it. So $25 to $97, it's the same product. You're talking about the same product, right? If it's going to be a life-changing product where it's a mastermind, you're going to have to up it up at the $350, $950, $1,000 plus range for me to take it serious that it's going to actually change my life. Does that make sense? And you can still do it. I would advise you saying it's a yearly membership broken into monthly payments or quarterly payments.
Okay, got you.
And you can still do both, but launch one first and then launch the other. It doesn't matter which one you do. I'm a fan of launching the more expensive one first because even if 5 people do it, you have $2,500 if it's a
Got you.
$500 product.
Thank you.
Quite different.
Oracle.
Hey, so you talked a lot about pricing a product without us understanding the extent of the content of the product. So, so if I have a webinar and it's a series and it's maybe it's 6 different videos and those videos are 30 minutes a piece. I'm probably gonna price that and it'd be more expensive. But if I'm another person or the same person, I offer another product and it's only 3 webinars and those videos are 10 minutes a piece. How do you feel about pricing that at a discount compared to the other? Or what's your method for pricing a program that has less content? And the reason why I'm asking is because I have a program, it's for parents teaching their kids, and it's the first time we're doing it, so it's kind of like a pilot. Each video is 3 to 6 minutes. There's 6 videos, and then we have like activities for the parents to do with the kids. And so I know that that's a lot less content than some of the other people here produce for their webinars. And so in my mind, we're pricing this between $150 to $200. And so I guess what's your feedback there?
So there is the equation of you're paying for how much time you spend with me, but my number one goal is I price where I'm taking your life. I price the dream. So if I am taking you from being a parent who doesn't know how to have a financially educated conversation with your child to a parent who is training your child to be a financially savvy individual, right? The price for that is completely different than the price of me, say, giving you like flashcards. It's like I'm pricing based on the horrible life, bearable, life-changing dream life, not the content or the time. And because you're dealing with parents, I would actually pay more for less time. If you can tell me that you would typically have a content program that is with 6 hours of content or 80 hours of content, say 80 hours, and you took out the absolute most necessary things and boiled it down to a 10-hour program instead of 60, I would pay you an upsell for the 10-hour program because you did the hard job of narrowing it down, which is my thing about blogs. So there are tons of bloggers who's like, I give away so much information for free. Why would someone pay for it? And the thing is, I would pay you for me to not have to hurt my pointer finger scrolling through your dang on site, shifting through all these articles, not knowing what to do first. Like, can I just pay you to tell me what to do instead of having to do this? Because I have a life and I actually want to try the stuff you told me to try. Right? And so it's again thinking, getting out of the dollars for hours mentality and think about like, how am I changing your life? And you're going to pay me based on that change that you want. So, your boy hand must be hurting. I'm sorry. Oh, it's that lady there.
Hey, so I had a question. Okay,
That was a horrible gesture.
I actually have a course where I work with post-college graduates and teach them, I feel like, all the things that we should have learned in school about money, building credit, 401ks, investing, buying a house, car, etc. So I teach them weekly lessons, and I think I struggle with getting the dream life portion, just because I charge them a monthly fee of $21, and I have one-on-one coaching, but it's more of like $47 an hour. So I struggle with the higher priced products from that target market.
Okay, so you have one where it's $21 a month. How many people are paying you $21 a month?
About 20. Right. So I just started in June.
Okay, so $21 a month, and then you have another product. Do you have another product?
Yes.
And how much is that one?
So I have a workbook that's $27, and then I have the one-on-one coaching, which is $47 an hour.
Okay, so
But usually it's about 1 hour session.
And so for your $21 product, how much time do they get with you?
They get a 1 hour session when they first join, and then like group coaching, so a live.
And
call.
how often? 1 hour a month you do the group
Yes.
coaching? One
Yeah.
hour a month. Okay. So you can grandfather these guys in. What I would do is I would reframe that program and make that program my $45 a month where you're one-on-one with me. I'd have a lighter version of that is just $21 a month, where every other week I'll send you an actionable thing that you can do in an email. And if you want to have that extra support where you actually talk to me and I get to go through your experiences and you're surrounded by folks that you like, join the $45 group. It's only $20 more a month,
Right.
but you'll get more value.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make?
No, that makes
And
a lot of sense.
I didn't mention this before, but we should be increasing our prices after each launch. People say, increase your price, right? And I hated that because they're like, how much do you increase? I can just up my price. But every time you launch a program, you can increase the price because your program has more equity, right? You've got more reviews, more testimonials. You have dollar amounts that you can say, I helped this person earn this much or release this much amount of debt. And so you can actually raise your prices. And if you don't want to raise your price and you feel bad, kill one product and create a new and rebrand it with a higher price, which I've also done before in the past, and I'm doing right now, because once I was crazy for giving them that price.
Hi, I'm in the financial services industry, so I'm licensed for life, but some of the clients that I interact with, they need coaching prior to being able to be introduced any product. And I've been doing a lot of that coaching for free because I've been torn between, do you charge for the coaching when you know if you get them to be able to invest in a product, you'll also be compensated by the company? What are your thoughts on that?
It's a really great question. How do you feel about charging? Do you feel that it's fair to charge in addition to the commission that you get from the company?
I am torn, and I've had clients who are in like, this is so good, and
Why are
I'm
you
teaching
torn?
them. Huh?
Why are you torn?
I don't know if is it because I don't want people to question my integrity and whether or not I'm coaching them just to invest them in a certain product, or whether I'm coaching them to be better people with their finances. But they give me the positive feedback that I'm making them better with their finances.
So I would say actually, perhaps if you actually charge them for the one-on-one consult, they would trust the advice you gave them even more, because you're already paid. They're not thinking they're fighting with the commission that you get from this product or that product, right? Mm-hmm. And so you can do a 15-minute consult and then say, hey, if you really need more, I'd be more than happy to sit with you one-on-one. Like, we can do a wealth brainstorm together, and then I'll be able to assist you into what product you want to go to. So after 15 minutes, maybe they say, yes, I want to do this product. If they say, oh, wow, I like your ideas, I'd like to know more, say, well, we can do a fee-based where I just counsel you, and then you'll know exactly what product fits best for you. It's just that I need a block time off on my calendar from any of my other clients. So I like to say that, and that's what people know that it means money. Because I say, well, they're clear that if I'm with you, I'm not making money here. And it's not that I don't mind being with you, it's that I still need to be compensated so that I can be with you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Any other questions before we wrap up?
My question is about payment plans, actually, because you had mentioned that you were for payment plans, but obviously you realize that there are certain people that stop paying
So true.
on the payment plans. So what's your recommendation? Do you chase those people? Do you just kind of let it go and not spend your time doing that? What's your recommendation for people that stop paying on payment plans?
What's the percentage for you?
It's not for me, it's for one of my clients, actually.
Oh, okay, got it.
But
What's their percentage?
don't know it off the top of my head. I know that she had trouble with somebody that I think like canceled their credit card or something, like just decided that was the end. And so they were like, even though it was a program and they were in the program, they stopped paying on the program, and so she was having to chase them down.
So higher the program investment, the less payments available option, it decreases. So example, if a program is $5,000, you are not getting a 12-month payment plan for that, right? You are getting $1,000 down, and then we can do payments of $600, right? And then whatever the remaining is, then your last payment is less.
Sure.
Right? And so in terms of some folks, it doesn't matter how much you hound them. Like I know for Samcart, it will constantly rebill
Yeah.
and try.
Yeah.
Some folks, they're expiration and you just need to call them.
Yeah.
If someone's like shading you and like they're being dodgy about it, I tend to release them. And so I do something like this. I send them a message. I said, hey, I've reached out to you twice for a payment. I noticed that you're not responding. I take it that something must be terribly wrong because I know this isn't the person you were when we first made this arrangement. And so if there's anything I can help you do in the situation that you're going through, please let me know. Clearly you have too much going on to remain in the program, so I'm going to suspend the access to information. But when you're ready to come back, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you. And in the event that you think that this is not right for you at all, or it was something on my part that I did wrong, please let me know because I love transparent relationships.
Okay.
And I literally say that, and then 2 weeks later, I follow up and I say, hey, or like 2 months or whatever it is, I follow up and say, hey, by the way, how are things going on with your life? Are they better? Would you like to resume the course?
Okay.
And then most folks actually reach out and say, I'm going through a divorce. My son got really sick. Things are happening. Like people don't ghost. If it's a good product, people don't ghost unless something is happening.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. Feel free to email me. It's Angela E. Matthews. So there are literally hundreds of Angela Matthews in the world. You need to put an E to get to this one here. So, and I have a hustle guide. If you email me, I'll send you the hustle sheet. And so the hustle sheet literally tells you what things you can put, like an asset inventory, and how you can create a product and sell it like within a week without having to do other things. So thank you. That's it.